Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. So be sure to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube to get all of my sports talk videos delivered directly to your inbox on a daily basis. I thought I'd take some time to discuss the play of rookie quarterbacks Robert Griffin III, Andrew Luck, and Russell Wilson, and most importantly, how I think some things they displayed yesterday and some things I saw out of them yesterday sort of show how their maturity is a big part of their success. And first with Robert Griffin III, he comes out off an injury last week, obviously much publicized, missed last week with a knee injury, comes back this week on the road in Philly, beats the division rival Eagles 20-13. Okay, with a win next week versus the Cowboys, the Redskins will advance to the playoffs and win the NFC East. Griffin didn't have a great game, all right, relied more on the running game. Most notably, obviously, Alfred Morris, who continues his under-the-radar stellar season. But Robert Griffin comes out, has a good game, manages the game well, doesn't make the big mistake, and I think after the game says something very, I don't want to say poignant, or very, just to show the fact that he gets it. He says after the game that, the NFL is a league where sometimes you have to play hurt, you have to play through injury, and you have to show your teammates that you're willing to go out there for them and lean on them more in situations where you may need to be hurt. And I couldn't agree with RG3. I couldn't agree with him more. I mean, he comes out yesterday, doesn't have a great game, but he gets that his team needs him in there. That he's led them on this magical comeback they've had where they were 3-6 and now they're 9-6. He had to miss last week because the medical staff held him out. But as soon as he got the opportunity to get back on the field, there was no doubt in his mind that that's where he needed to be. And there's a lot of guys in the NFL that don't get that. And I think we see it on a week-in, week-out basis where guys are hurt and could play, but, if someone tells them they shouldn't play, they're not arguing with them. And I think you see that because I think you see a guy in Robert Griffin who he's not already scheming for his next contract. All right? He's committed to winning. He's committed to his teammates. And I think that's why you see the Trent Williams of the world, the London Fletchers of the world, Santana Moss, all of these veterans on the Redskins, why they respect him. And Washington is not an easy market to come in and play. Never mind when the franchise has mortgaged the next 10 years on you. So I just think things like this, like what RG3 said after the game about playing injured, and that, it's pretty much he knows it's something you have to do in the NFL. I think that just showed great maturity, again, beyond how great he is on the field. As far as Andrew Luck goes, the Colts clinched a playoff spot yesterday. They'll be the 5 seed in the AFC. They clinched a wild card spot by beating the Chiefs yesterday. In what was a very workman's-like performance, not very impressive. But again, Andrew Luck sets the rookie passing yardage record. But even beyond that, after the game in his press conference, Andrew Luck spoke to how Chuck Pagano, who is the Colts coach, who will be coming back from leukemia in Week 17. He'll be coming back and coaching on the sideline. Andrew Luck made a point to say, it was important to get the win this week against the Chiefs because now you have your coach who's just coming back to work, and it'll make his transition easier. He doesn't have to come back into a situation where, wow, it's Week 17, we're playing the Texans, we're playing our division rival, and we need to win the game to get in the playoffs. I just think to say something like that, and to get it like that, and to have that overall view of what each game means in the NFL, and in particular with the situation with Chuck Pagano and his illness, Andrew Luck, he had a home run with that statement. And I hope it's something that people talk about today in the media because, I just think for him to get up there and for him to realize the gravity of the moment. This is a team that's on the road in Kansas City, again, with a chance to clinch a playoff spot. They come out a little lackluster. They pull out the win. And here's a young kid who's a phenomenal player first, but, it seems like a good person second because by him saying that, realizing the moment again, I was very impressed with. And then lastly, I have Russell Wilson. And I don't mean to put him last. I'm just sort of putting him last in the order because he played later last night. But Russell Wilson and the Seahawks with another great performance, throttling the 49ers at home. I'm going to do a video on this right after this one, but the Seahawks are that team no one wants to play in the NFC playoffs, that's for sure. But Russell Wilson, just even before the game, he had an interview with Bob Costas, and Bob Costas just peppering him with, "You're too short. You weren't supposed to be the starter in Seattle. How do you see through the throwing lanes?" And every question Bob Costas had for him, Russell Wilson had a mature answer that you could tell came right off the cuff. It wasn't planned. It wasn't rehearsed. He's just a kid that's mature, that is always looking to get better. I mean, if you look at how much calmer he looks since the beginning of the year, how much more efficient he's been since the beginning of the year, and the understanding he has of the offense around him. I mean, this is a kid who played 4 years at NC State, okay, and then went to Wisconsin in the middle of the summer, picked up that whole offense and led them to the Rose Bowl last year. So I think from a maturity standpoint, he had already proven that, as has Andrew Luck and Robert Griffin. But I just think, all three of these guys are fantastic players. The NFL, from a quarterback position standpoint, I don't think has ever been in a better place, at least since I've been watching for 20-plus years. And you have RG3 and Andrew Luck. The world was expected of them. And they've come in and haven't disappointed one bit. And Andrew Luck has his team headed to the playoffs, and RG3 has a chance to get his team there. And Russell Wilson, who was a third-round pick, came off the radar, outplayed the high-priced free agent brought in to be the quarterback in Matt Flynn, and maybe has the best team out of all three of these teams, as the Seahawks also clinched the playoff spot last night with their win against the 49ers. So I just want to take some time to talk about the maturity of these three guys and how I think, other than their God-given ability, which all three of them have, is their best asset. And let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Not looking to see who's better, who's the best, but let me know why you think, well, you know what? If you want to say one of them's the best and root for your guy, go right ahead. But, hit me up on the YouTube comments. Subscribe to my page to get all of my sports talk videos delivered directly to your inbox. And always hit me up on Twitter, too, guys, at SNewsAnalysis. Thanks, guys.